recorded.
Yes, this is meeting is being recorded. Thank you. Well, I tell you what, can you all turn on your camera, please? I very OCD. Bei Kun, Zhao Xuan, Xing Chen. Guess what? You know Yang Xiang and Qiao Xing, you remember the last year when you were joining with those Set 4 students? I remember the Set 4 Yi Chen, Wei Miao. You know that guy, very nerd guy. And then there's this.
I never joined last year. I joined like holidays only.
Qiao Xing, you know, right? Wei Miao, right? Well, he did very well. I think he got B3 or something like that, or B4, well, from a C5, something like that. And then, you know, Tong Ye, right? You know Tong Ye, he got A2. Wow. Well done. So, first of all, I don't want to get any credit from that as far as concerned for the next few months, guys. If you're going to continue, I think you'll be like those kids who has been sending continuously homework. Just like Jia Ling will support, hi, Bei Kun, hello. Just like last, I think Bei Kun will know, right? Bei Kun, you have been with them for a while, like Ziyue, Zixian, Ziyu, all these students, right? I'm here to ask your result. Only Tong Ye, Yi Chen did well, and Wei Miao, these three, they do very well. Okay. And then, in fact, all those are my outside students. In fact, all of them pass. All of them pass. So this year, I hope you all will not just pass, right, Yang Xiang. Definitely must improve by at least 2 grades. Okay. So Bei Kun, Zhao Xuan, and Xing Chen, Qiao Xing, and Yang Xiang, please continue to work hard on that. And yeah, I really, hopefully by next Wednesday, I have a meeting with some places. So if can, I really request that you all can come down at maybe 1 or 2 months, okay, to come down face to face to do a proper exam. Okay, hi Zhao Xuan, are you feeling better? Okay, 吴大哥你好 The daddy is behind. 你好，你好，晚上好。So Zhao Xuan, I heard you go for Jack, right? Last week, or was it the week before? I can't remember. You're not feeling well. Last week.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Bei Kun, Mei Mei hao. Okay. So, well, anyway, like I say, I would prefer a face-to-face to do the exam. I know you may be staying very far away, like some of these things. Maybe you can all put an effort in. Okay, sometimes you'll be in Jurong, sometimes you'll be in Yishun, sometimes maybe in Tampines side, looking for a place to give you have a proper exam area to study. Okay. All right, so let's talk about today's lesson. There's a lot of things. Last week, Qiao Xing, we did not go through the question because not fair if you're not around, and because you really represent Singapore, represent your school to do a very wonderful job. It's not easy, because they asked me to go to play the Australian tennis. I say I got not free. I don't want to play because I say I jet ready, but I don't want to play. You know, there's a joke, right? This #1 tennis player, he did not go for vaccinations and he was banned from playing tennis. Do you know the news? And no. This is got to do with SS, by the way. All right. So let's talk about this one here. Okay. Explain the ways in which Singapore was affected by 2008's global financial crisis. Now, please take note of this, guys. It's inside your textbook. Okay, turn to your textbook. Turn to your textbook. The textbook is not with me here. But this 2008 global financial crisis, please, like now, I told you right now with SS, please bring your textbook beside it. Okay, Bei Kun, all right, Xing Chen and Zhao Xuan, are you okay? Zhao Xuan? Okay. 这么长大了，不要一直咬牙齿嘞，不文雅。Okay. All right. What is this global financial crisis and why it impacts Singapore? Because it will impact Singapore by terms of start with E, end with T, inside got Y. What is that word? Start with E, end with Y, and end with T, inside got Y. 哦，这个我跟你讲，杨相 ，this 2008 it was crazy, you know. And I think this was by this who Madoff. His name is called Madoff. Really Matt as in Madoff. I can't remember the first name. His name is Madoff. You go and Google it. And this guy support a lot and corruptions and make everyone to go bankrupt. Even the top CEO of the company, some company in US, they even commit suicide and jump down from the building or something like that. Can't remember. But it was so bad. No? That was the year that really affect. Write down employment. Okay. Global crisis of 2008 affect employment. Okay, Beikun, why? Because of global is the word financial 跟你讲了对吗？行情暴风危机行情危机So this financial crisis not only caused a lot of people unemployed, but a lot of financial sector. Yang Xiang, you agree now? Financial crisis means you borrow money, correct? What are a few things that borrow money? Let's be honest. What's the first thing that people will borrow money from bank or finance?
Loan shark.
要讲吗？你知道就好，我在做吗？No, it's not loan shark. Okay, let's Beikun, what do you think?
Bank.
Huh?
From the bank.
Okay, yeah, from the bank. What are the things you borrow? At least 杨香讲 loan shark 嘛 ，loan shark 有很多种，对吗？你来借钱来做什么？借钱来做什么？买枪啊
to like try to sustain a living or to earn more money with the money you.
No, OK， 因为什么一个人要去银行借钱来做什么 ？sustain 啊 ，OK，fair enough。老师，你懂现在过年哦，每个人都要去借钱，要过年了，对不对 ？Uncle Raymond 也是要过年了，说你们五位大哥高抬贵手哦，每个人施舍10块钱给我哦，等一下啊，谢谢啊，这样我可以包红包买过年衣服穿啊 ，at least 有一个50块买一个红色的 underwear 穿，哎呀，哎你不要笑哦，杨相。You know that they got set 2 ask them to form sentences using preposition. You know what they form? I saw Uncle Raymond wearing a pink underwear flying into my house under the bed and across the sky. For steady, they use three preposition to describe me. Okay, 真的 seriously. Okay, Zhao Xuan, you're very close to it, Pei Kun, but it's still not there. Zhao Xuan, why do you think people want to borrow money from bank? Hey, Chelsea, you go and disturb your daddy. Ask him, why must we go to the bank and borrow money for what?
For business, maybe.
You are absolutely right. 1 point. Xing Chen, why do we need to borrow money, Xing Chen? Please turn on your camera. Explain the ways that the 2008 global financial crisis affect the world. You see, number 2 and number 3 are hand in hand, and number 4 is already taken, right? Why the strategic governments used to help Singapore overcome the 2008 global financial crisis? Xing Chen, what is your answer, Xing Chen?
Can you answer the question again?
Okay, number 2. Number 2, why do you think people borrow money from the bank? For what purpose? Zhao Xuan saying borrow money from business. Yeah, very true. No, it's true, it's true. SME, remember Zhao Xuan? They need to borrow money from the bank, right? To buy material, machine, right? So, Xing Chen, what do you think?
To invest in something.
Like what? Very vague. If you say invest something, very vague, right? Invest what?
They can use the money to do something to earn more money later.
Invest in what?
Stocks.
Yes, you are absolutely right. Because of the investment in stock and buying property, buying cars, the big item issue Pei Kun. All these people 忽然间一夜之间那个股票掉得很厉害，忽然那个钱borrow 的时候，忽然间那个 bank 说，哎 ，sorry, I need to take back the money。一夜之间他们 bankrupt 一夜之间他们忽然间真的是措手无策。OK， 都是怎么讲他的生意已经东歪西倒了 ，is like in the lurch, in the dire street So you see, this global financial crisis create a lot of people borrow money, borrow. Then suddenly the interest rate have to pay, and then the bank go bankrupt, right? Right. What happened? Yang Xiang. So imagine these American people borrow money. You see, even a sweeper, sorry, Yang Xiang and Pei Kun and Zhao Xuan, we are not looking down on the sweeper. Don't mistaken, Qiao Xing. The American people, those sweeper can buy a landed property. Nothing wrong, But you see, usually when you buy a landed property, they'll look through your income, okay, to see whether you can afford to buy the house, so they don't care, they just lend money for all these people, and suddenly out of the blue, the crisis come. The bank will start taking back the house. Yang Xiang, what happened to these people who cannot pay? Homeless, right?
Homeless, yes.
And jobless, right? And family broken, right? Now you see, and then that's why the next election, the president took this opportunity to re-elect. That's why the Obama came in. Now you understand? This is the things, you see. So the global financial crisis, Pei Kun and Zhao Xuan, take note, is affecting not only people borrow money from the bank. Zhao Xuan, you're absolutely right. For businesses, suddenly they invest a business to want to expand a production plant or something. Then suddenly the crisis come in, their factory are being confiscated. They can't pay the salary of their workers, right? They go bankrupt. How? They have a mountain of loans and debts to pay. So how Singapore was very smart. Singapore at that time, they have a control crisis. A control crisis means that they make sure that if you don't have this, 没有这么大的头，不要戴这么大的帽子，明白吗？ And before that, people buy car in Singapore, you can take 90% loan. It's quite a lot, right? 90% loan, right? So you only pay 10%, but now they change to 70% loan. And then you buy property, you can buy. Then suddenly out of the blue, no job, especially now COVID-19, how? People cannot pay. So Singapore government will have this kind of benchmark, a kind of criteria, a kind of watchdog. Write down, please. Write down the word watchdog. A watchdog that makes sure that people, the citizens, are able to manage. And do you know, please take note, you look at Singapore, it's very close like Switzerland, Pei Kun. Do you know the Singapore government, let's say, for example, Pei Kun, you are the one of Singapore government sector. Suddenly a big bank want to come to Singapore to invest, right? The first thing, Pei Kun, you ask where you from, right? If he says that I'm from East Africa, 鸡蛋没有听过嘞。Okay, what you have? I got a lot of elephant. Elephant 关我屁事。Then 另外一个 company 又来了小信，他跟你讲，他是 come from South America, okay? But South America in Brazil, they got this small town. And then he says this bank is the National Bank of Brazil, okay? Then you ask, what can you have? What do you have? Oh, I have a lot of diamond. Elephant is very valuable. Sorry, they are selling the ivory tusk. Do you know ivory tusk is illegal? 对吗? So you see, that means 这个国家就是说什么 terrorists and corruptions and illegal trade, poaching. 你要做这种生意贝棍，我跟你讲 next day bye bye， 你不用在新加坡做工了。Now you understand what I mean? 把别的国家不管，他就是说什么猪本口友都可以进来做这生意。So be careful. This is no seriously. Look at your textbook, you understand why. I'm not talking nonsense. I'm telling you the fact of life because you see, these questions also later relate to the passage we're going to read. Explain the strategy that Singapore company used to become successful in globalized world. First thing, take note, children. Okay, Yang Xiang. If you are a Singapore company, want to be successful in global, what is the first thing? Let's now 5 of you, everyone take note now. 5 of you are now businessmen. Okay. You want to start, you graduate already, you don't want to work for people. Because your boss is damn bloody sucks. Seriously, it very sucks. And then you want to be your own boss, which is good, right? 创业是好的嘛，对不对？你 don't tell me, Yang Xiang, what you want to sell? I want to sell condom. Nothing wrong, what? True or not? 难道被困？ What you want to sell? I want to sell machine gun. 你去死啊 ！Machine gun. There's a wait. Machine gun has enough gun, uncle. Okay, 可以。Then 乔信 you want to sell PS7? 可以。You want PS7 Then 赵轩 你 say, what you want to sell? I want to sell drugs. 可以吗？ Pharmacy. Pharmacy lah. You see, American people call the pharmacy as drug center. Bei Kun. Then Xingchen, what you want to sell? I want to sell girls. Ooh, what type of girls? Girls clothing. Bei Kun, 不要想歪. So all of you start your business, nothing wrong, huh? Okay, nothing wrong, seriously. Now, even to be honest, okay, this is recording. Okay, don't laugh. We treat you as all adult. Even if you say you want to sell sex toys, you also nothing wrong. Okay, to be honest, Singapore do have places that sell sex toys. Why? Because you want to improve the productivities of good relationships. There's nothing wrong. But all this must be legalized. Take note, okay, I'm serious. Now, how are you going to start your business, Yang Xiang? If you're selling, say, okay, can we all do the same? It's the same business. We want to sell adult pamper. Nothing wrong, adult pamper. And just recently, I feel very bad for my dad who cannot control his urine already. You know what happened? When he was young, that time he was a bus driver. So, bus driver, got irregular timing to go to toilet, right? So he hold on to the kidney and all these things. And now you see, poor thing, 80 plus already, correct now? Who knows, uncle, maybe one day or so I need an adult pamper. So how are you going to sell this adult pamper? What kind of strategy will you do?
We need like a platform to, we need a platform to advertise our products. So, we can have advertisements. Well, I don't think the person using it will see it because their generation, like, I don't think they'll have like social media or this. So maybe their kids can see it instead, So
as a businessman, sorry, Yang Xiang. As a businessman, you write the word down, ready? Right,
yeah.
Ready? You cannot you write down ASS space 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 就是另一个空间或者 U
SU
then ME
ASSUME
don't be a S.
assume
All right, don't be a S between you and me. Okay, you get it? Don't assume that the adults, that generation cannot understand social media. 杨相明白吗? Your job is to make sure 宁可杀错不可犯过。听过这句话吗？对吗？ As a businessman, your job is your adult pampers. You must hit the target in the right way. That doesn't mean your adult pampers is to the elderly, 对吗？乔信 right? It can be people like, sorry, I don't know how feeling. It can be people like you and me. Recently, I got this students, girl, last time, she cannot hold her bladder. So one day, during the parent support group, the parents told me, hey, why this teacher don't allow my daughter to go toilet? She think that my girl go toilet, what? Don't want to listen to class. Do you know, she end up had to pee on her pant, so-called panties. Very sad. So then I told her, no, I understand how your daughter feel, because when I was in army, Yang Xiang, every time I go outfield, I will always ask, couple, need to go toilet. My whole section will F me upside down. Seriously. Even I don't drink, you know when you go out road marching, in army, you have to drink a lot of water, right? Not to dehydrate. So I drink a lot of water, sure, I will pass a lot of urines. So every time I go until my corporal and my sergeant, hey, Sean, you want to go toilet now? Yes, sir. Then the whole platoon will whole platoon is 30 men, waiting for Mr. Uncle Raymond to go toilet. You see? So how? Is it good that this adult pamper also good in the traffic jam? True now. So you must see in a way, say, how are you making this very successful? Then you ask me, Uncle, what got to do with my social study mobilization? You have to think using technology. You have to think of the people, how they feel in terms of their aging and demographic. Social study is not just like to tell you, oh, you must do this. You must think more than that. That's where you earn points. Okay, so thank you. So Qiao Sing, how will you do that? If you are selling adult pamper.
Do market research.
Okay, how?
Like see competing
businesses, how they advertise. Then also go on to field research and ask like people who need it, what would they want from this product.
Exactly. Well done. Yes, you need to do a market research, and it's called with R&D to check through your demographic and to check through your competitors, to check through what how the adult Pampers can be used. You know, adult Pampers are very big and huge. How can you make it very slim? How can you not make it bulky? This is where your R&D come in. Okay, so how can you be successful? You know, now the COVID-19 test kit, right? Singapore is improving and the mask. This is where you see, this is where social study is about. Okay. Now, how about Zhao Xuan? Zhao Xuan, can you turn on your camera and tell me how are you going to improve that business for adult Pampers? I know the elephant will cause close extinction. True. Zhao Xuan, I got a lot of things to share. Can you please tell me? How can you be successful? Will you turn on your camera? Thank you. I can't hear you. Xing Chen. How? Xing Chen. If you are
I
selling
really
adult,
don't know. I really don't
No.
know.
you just think of how to sell a product, not just say adult pamper.
Commercial.
Sorry?
Commercial.
Commercial. How to be commercial?
Advertisement.
Advertisement is one way to showcase a product, right? Okay. Xing Chen, eh? Xing Chen. Ayo, can you all two please turn on camera? If not, I keep calling and calling and calling. Very tired. Don't mind, at least you turn on your camera. If I know you're not there, then I know. Because now I don't know you're there or you're not there or what. Okay.
So my
Unless,
camera suddenly stopped working.
okay, there's another way you lock off and lock in again. Then you'll work. Okay. All right. So, Xing Chen, will you mind tell me how are you going to do it if you are selling adult Pampers? What is your strategy that you'll be more successful in a globalized world? Back to you, Xing Chen.
Target advertisements towards people who will use the product.
Now, what kind of advertisement will entice and attract them?
You can try to use existing tools to find people who are
Like
will
what?
need such products.
Like what example? Good suggestion. Like what?
Advertising on certain sites such as Google allows you to send your advertisements towards people who will be most likely to need it, since Google tracks what people need using search results. And
Yes, correct. We call the SEO. Correct. Well done. Okay, they call the SEO, electronic digital marketing to track. So you see, these are the new strategies of the 21st century technology. 我们讲到这么多advertisement. It's all about technology. It's about social medias. And this technology is inevitably so important, not just for social study in per se, but for day to day. I think you know recently about these Bentley guys, right, who knocked down on the security guard, right? And then this there are some big hoo-ha will be knocked down of a policeman, a police officer, and these kind of things. Now, globalization is here to stay. It's inevitably that there's always transforming. Now, what is the economic package? So we talk about so much about the crisis that we have mentioned already, we clear, and about how the strategy, one of the most important strategy as a small SME is to tag along with the MNC, is to open up with more channel right now, to open up more channels of opportunity right now. To open up more channels are like channel 8, channel 5, the channels of opportunities we are referring to things like getting the to go to attend workshop and seminar or tag along with governments like Suzhou the Suzhou Industrial Park in China. Suzhou 你在苏州的哈，贝坤。你懂新加坡属于一个苏州 Industrial Park So 在你还没有出事之前where Uncle Raymond 还是很多头发的时候李光耀总理就已经看准苏州那个 Industrial Park. And to be honest I may be wrong as this is recording of them. Some people say 哇，这个李光耀还是什么新加坡政府拿这些钱去丢一定这种共产党 communist country will eat out the country communist all these things. 贝坤现在苏州 Industrial 是不是很多新加坡人在那边做工吃什么？吃。Now you understand? These are the things that people will always think very negative, right? 如果吃什么？你看新加坡是不是很多employment there? Right? And then you realize if 你去过苏州的 Industrial Park 你会发现他们的那个 route 那个马路那个 structure 全部都很像新加坡这样有点相似对吗？Okay. So you see, I'm not lying to all of you. 贝坤 is from 苏州 You can see for yourself. You see, from 李光耀总理没有读 social study, but he's a lawyer. But you see, 贝坤 he's a very far-sighted view. Okay, think up, think far, and think deep. But people who say the government lousy, look far, cannot, sure cannot eaten one. 中国人一定骗钱的，一定完蛋了。新加坡工厂去那边一定死掉了。Then they didn't think high, but Lee Kuan Yew think deeper. And today, what happened? The next generation benefits. You see, and these are the people. Sorry, I'm a very pro PAP person. These are the people who are very anti PAP or anti government. I always cannot understand how bad is PAP. Okay, this is my view. How bad is PAP? If the government is so bad, but to be honest, as far as PAP now is Lee Hsien Loong or another prime minister, I think I have faith in this government. But if another government 就是好吃懒做，不顾正业，守株待兔，变本加厉就是不顾贫穷人I tell you, I will definitely not support this government. But as far as I can see, Bei Kun, they really invest so much in Suzhou. And what happened? Did the China take advantage? No, right? In terms we help each other, correct? No, right? And then if not, then why you come to Singapore? True no? It's a very good example, Bei Kun, true no? Right? If Suzhou is such a such a sucks city and lousy, you think your parents will come to Singapore and get scolded by people? No, what? You see, now you understand why social study is very sensitive, Bei Kun.他们有些人不可以看眼前，说 I want all of you 赵轩 everyone, you 不要看眼前被一块很薄的东西盖住你的眼睛，然后你只是看到这样，你要把它打开来。Okay, in English is that you don't let a piece of very translucent piece of paper cover you. In order to see that the clearer view, please take out that translucent paper, meaning the biasness and prejudice, to look at things differently. Anticipate change and stay relevant. That's what you're supposed to be. Because at the end of the day, all right, Singapore is such a small, bloody country. We need a lot of big country to support. True or not, Bei Kun? In the first place, Suzhou say, why should I choose you? I can choose Hong Kong, I can choose other country. Who the hell is Singapore, right? But don't forget, that is where the Deng Xiaoping and you see, look through it in a way. So leadership is very important, guys. So next time when you make any judgment, social study tells you to use your reliability, usefulness, comparison skills, and inference skills. Super important, trust me, super important. And that's where you say, what economic benefits can individual gain from globalization? Bei Kun, you should know, right? You look at Suzhou now, got a lot of Singapore companies there, right? And vice versa. Who benefit the most? Singapore. Definitely. If Suzhou don't open, you think how? I think majorities, you know why I know now? Because I got a few friends who work in Suzhou and came back and tell me, 所谓百闻不如见, I never be there, okay? I never have any doubts. So 讲一句话难听Bei Kun不好意思我们这边全部是华人，我甘愿给自己人骗钱，也给老外骗钱，我也爽。 就算我用啊，就算我给中国人、华人骗钱杨相 ，Are you ready? No, I'm not scolding. Yang Xiang, because you know this Hokkien verse
Sorry, my dad talking to me. Sorry.
No, you don't need to sorry because I want to tell you. 就算我给华人骗钱Yang Xiang, you ready? 林北 also happy You know it's 林北 right? 乔欣 you know Okay, 林北 also happy 林北 also 爽我也爽好过给老外欺骗对吗？够了嘞 They give us opium to eat 嘞 At least 中国人骗我爽，我还有林北还有饭吃嘞，吃少一点。Sorry John Yang Xiang, because you are very typical Singaporean. I feel. Just kidding. Okay, so joke aside, Pei Kun. Okay, now you understand the significant importance of making decisions in the right place and the right time. If you are not going to write to express, to impress, you feel very depressed and very stressed. Listen, if you don't write to impress, to express, you feel very depressed. So you need to impress and express by ways of writing and talking. Then doing that will be much better to come in. All right. So what can these individuals? This one we're going to talk later in the next paragraph. How does globalization impact? We're going to talk about it. And what are the 4 key trusts of skill future? This one take note, Zhao Xuan and Xing Chen and all of you, Yang Xiang. These 4 key skill trust is very important. Write down, ready? Number 1. Write down. I maybe forget Pei Kun and Qiao Xing already. Qiao Xing. Number 1, the skill futures is important, not for you. Don't mistaken. These skills future usually are above after those people who completed their university degrees and they cannot find a single job. You no need what? You are still Pei Kun 你要出来做工咩？你要欠打？你当然是赵学，你出来要做跳 pole dance 吗？你怎么跳？你这么肥，跳那个 pole dance 就都断掉。开玩笑，不要生气。杨相杨相加上 WhatsApp me say please Uncle Raymond 赵轩跳 pole dance 等一下那个 pole dance 断掉，这么肥是杨相讲的，不是我讲的。借刀杀人。OK, joke aside 赵轩跟 take joke 你这么肥不是你这么英俊你不应该去做工，你应该去读书读完书减了肥，哇，这就是猛男俊男了。OK， 肥不是问题我也是很肥，蛮很 cute。OK， 不要生气不是人身攻击OK， no OK，joke aside， no your love you know the impact is that now you are a professional student. Ready? Skill future is to upgrade the skill. Write down. To upgrade the skill. Like Uncle Raymond, joke do you think Uncle Raymond Pei Kun, can I go and do pole dance? Maybe right. In case maybe right. Why? I need to upgrade the skill. 我要吃饭对不对？ So upgrade the skill right now and also reskill. Upgrade the skill. That means let's say if I'm a engineer, right? I need to upgrade by using technology, like what Yang Xiang is saying, right? Some old uncle do not know IT. Now with IT, he have to upgrade the skill and then reskill. Reskill, that means whatever he learns might have to reskill. The third one is to change the job. Right now, to change the new job. That means this job is going to be obsolete. You know what's the meaning of obsolete, Zhao Xuan? 被淘汰，对吗？被淘汰。So what happened? What are the jobs that is going to be obsolete? There are many jobs. So in order to continue to stay relevant, you have to reskill, upskill, and update their skill. And the most important thing is that he need to get more certification right now. You need more certificate. 杨相，你敢做那个 lead 吗？当那个人在 repair lead 的时候，他讲，我以前是做卖碗汤米的我现在来做 mechanic 电梯哦。我今天第一天上班我爬楼梯可以了，谢谢，拜拜。乔欣 the way you look at it， 你不要这样嘞。Will you dare to take the lead or 乔欣 no right？ But anything wrong with this guy who sell 碗汤米because 他的老板没有生意对吗？连他被 retrench 嘛，被坤跟赵学，对不对？ Then 政府说 OK, you can upskill to become an electrician technician， 因为他以前可能在中学他是一个technician 来的， 对吗？可能他不懂 whatever reason， 不要这样看不起人，各花入各眼。Right? Do you know there are some people from a lawyer it become a bakery? All right. So this is the skill future. Take note. All right. Next one. In what ways have the government helps workers cope with increasing competitions for work? Now, seriously, Bei Kun, Yang Xiang, and Qiao Xing, Zhao Xuan, and Xing Chen. After 10, 15 years, you all come out. Definitely, Yang Xiang, your daddy and me will be paid Taotai. True not? Because you're sitting behind the White House. Okay. Your background is White House. So what happened? You see, Bei Kun so relaxed in the seaside already. Okay. So what I'm trying to joke, what I'm saying that 所谓前浪推后浪，一山自有一山高 right? So the old generations, what happened? Okay, Yang Xiang, can I ask you? I ask all of you. Xing Chen, pay attention. I'm going to ask this a very serious question. Can we use your daddy as an example? Don't mind. No, please. Your daddy now 60 years old. All right, 60 or 65 years old. By then, how old are you, Yang Xiang? Count.
My dad 50 already.
Same with me. I mean, I'm talking about when your dad turns 65.
My
How
dad
old are
turn
you?
55. I'll
65.
be 65. Then plus 15 I'll be 31 I'll be
31 very good. 31 by then 你应该是已经有一个天下了吧？一定有一个屋子，也不可能你在那个 Orchard Road 唱歌busking right? Nothing wrong but definitely you will be at least a degree, at least 工钱很高，你已经跟你老婆生孩子，有一个孩子了，对吗？请问你杨香 ，Your daddy 65， 你还要给他做出众的工作吗
No.
No 贝坤 No 乔欣、赵璇 No 要你daddy 65岁还给他去卖榴莲清晨take it as no, right? But then Yang Xiang, your daddy say, 哎呀，儿子，我反正都已经 semi retired， 在家里闲的没事做 ，nothing to do. Will you allow him to go and work?
帮他找事情做 like you know, give him some entertainment or something 啦。
给他跳 pole dance
大家
可以嘞，你不要介绍去 casino 不要笑no 不要笑，真的，有些就是拿了 CPM 他就去 casino 真是倾家荡产你懂赌博10赌9输不要笑 ，that's why in social study you see, no there's this one Yang Xiang serious, there's this old lady getting his CPM Qiao Xing, he went to casino got jackpot right, so he draw a casino has a toilet bowl you know what I mean? Qiao Xing Zhao Xuan, he draw the casino the jackpot has a toilet bowl, meaning what? Is to flush away her life saving, 对不对？To tell senior citizen when you get your CPF, don't go to casino and flush away your hard-earned life saving. You see? So how are you going to plan our retirement at age 65? True enough. What are you going to do? How are you going to make yourself at the same time you're competitive? You're 31 and this is your prime time. You're earning big bucks. And your father is already like 65 or 70 years old. 你说找东西做 right? True. The things that we want to help the elderly is to do what? Ready? To get to this one here, skill future. It means maybe your daddy Yang Xiang, never mind, let your brother stand behind, it's okay. Don't worry. Yang Xiang, maybe your daddy like to 会教书法的连他去联络所教书法 okay? 乔信 maybe your daddy are good in giving talks then you give the talks to the younger. So for me, you see Bei Kun and Zhao Xuan, I'm good in giving talks, right? Maybe when already I can give certain talks to certain group of people. Correct not? So Zhao Xuan, maybe your daddy is good in 教太极的，对不对？他教小孩子太极拳，对不对？ 啊，被困，可能你 daddy 是喜欢教游泳的，他也可以教游泳。Now you understand what all of you? We need a word called start with H and with Y. What is that word? Do you know when you go
Hobby,
for
hobby.
That's right. That's right. Those of you who are going for EAE, please take note. Oh, you're freeze just now. Sorry, I think my Wi-Fi got problem. My internet connection got problem. So you understand that hobby is very important. So Yang Xiang, if an interviewer come and ask you, my hobby is playing golf, what can you perceive from this person?
Very rich.
Very rich, thank you. Chao Sing, if somebody tell you, I like racket games, badminton, squash, what can you perceive about this game? This person?
Active.
Active. Zhao Xuan, what if this person tell you, I like to go for kayaking, canoeing, I like sea sport?
Active.
Active also. Bei Kun, if a person say, I love to do research, I like to read books, I like to compose music, what do you think about this person?
Maybe creative.
Creative, okay. A person who play golf, Xing Chan, are you there? Okay, a person who play golf doesn't mean must be rich, no. Okay, a person who play golf, maybe he's a very calm person. True not? 18 hole leh. It's not easy leh. Right? Now, next, a person who play racket games is very sporty, but he's very competitive. He like to win. Okay, and Zhao Xue, a person who like water sport, he might be very adventurous. He like to take risks. Okay, Bei Kun, a person who read, might be he like to do very calm. He don't like to be, he's quite anti-social. When you got, do you see reading got even you go library, everyone is by reading by his own. True enough. Usually a person who like to read are not say anti-social. They want to have a calm and quiet mind, all by themselves. True enough. He want to 这样，他就是要很深深的思考。He need a room to do So Bei Kun, maybe if you are looking for R&D people who like to do research, this guy is suitable. Now you understand why? Hobby is very important to justify. If you say, Bei Kun, you ask me, Uncle Raymond, what is your hobby? Bei Kun, you ask me.
Uncle Raymond, what's your hobby?
My hobby is like to smoke and drink and gamble and beat people out and 收马票。收马票嘞，你听好啊！收马票是 illegal 的，听吗？抽烟、喝酒、吸白粉这种 hobby， 你要跟这种人做工吗？明白吗？是没有什么啦。Don't laugh no. Just now when I go and buy food, I saw some uncle sitting at the coffee shop, supposed to be 222, singing song, drinking, and then play the song very loud. Cannot. This is their hobbies. 你这种人呢，赵璇，你要请这些 uncle 来做工吗？这种是酒鬼啊，对吗？very good. So you have to understand hobbies makes a very different because itself is very competitive. By looking at jobs itself, you can tell. Seriously. Later I'll show you. Okay, now last week, my dear, we're talking about here. Where is it? Last week we talked about this one. Okay, Chao Sing, will you mind read to the class? The ways the company benefits, the economy it benefits, and how globalization impacts all these 14 questions is going to be related later on. Ready? Done, you screenshot already, Okay, I'm going to make it bigger, so because then you can read.
Uncle Raymond, you hang just now. What do you want me to read?
Not yet. But have you taken the picture for the 14 questions?
Yeah.
Done, Okay. So you are supposed to read this. Wait, I'm going to move to the page here. And this, the ones I highlighted, please take note. Okay, let's go.
Some economists believe that technology on its own, or rather in tandem with globalization, is the main cause of rising inequality. One possible rationalization of this view is that novel digital technologies generate large revenues from low employment base, thereby eliminating middle-class manufacturing jobs and enriching a small group of superstar firms and individuals.
Stop.
At the same time,
Stop. Okay, guys, who is the superstar firm in Singapore now? Yeah, Chelsea.
MediaCorp 啊 Is it?
你不会讲 Hollywood 不是，不是。No， 杨相 don't get angry 开玩笑，你不要生气哈。I like this kind of two-way traffic. Not like keep quiet one. Seriously. Okay, but 不是 MediaCorp. Who is a superstar? Boy 他放 inverted 嘞，说不是真正那个明星明白你要看 who is a supercorp? I mean, who is a superstar here? 赵轩，你不要跟他们讲 start with G, okay, end with B 的，不要跟他们讲他们听不到。那个衣服穿青色的，不要跟他们讲，他们听不到，我 mute 他们了。你看，他们全部 mute 吗？听不到只有你听得到赵轩，他们穿青色的衣服，每次大脚车还是什么的，拿食物的。你还不知道
Grab.
你打针打到忘记
Grab.
True now. It is true that because of this Grab, are they a superstar? Zhao Xuan? No, you disagree? Why you disagree? Yes, you can have your comments. Why? Zhao Xuan?
I don't know. I never used it before.
Whether you use it or not, but you can see on the street a lot of people wearing green color shirts. Right? 但最近有一个 Malaysian couple 他讲说，怎么你做到这么贱，这么 lousy， 做 Grab Food， 哎呦，很下贱的工作嘞，很 lousy pay 嘞，你要去做 property agent， 有没有？你有没有听到有一个这样讲在 Malaysia？ 有那最后给网民那些 attack right？Now I really respect this Grab Food people. There's one time this guy came was being drenched wet and deliver my food dry. Now Yang Xiang and Qiao Xing, this superstar small group that you are reading, Qiao Xing, is something that is a new norm right now. It's called the paradigm shift. Right now, please. This paradigm shift is something that, 你懂以前有人你懂什么叫 cock 面吗？你懂什么是 cock 面吗？有个小孩子就会从街上 cock 面说，两碗碗汤面。Then this boy will go to the store and or take the 碗汤面 to go and deliver the 2碗碗汤面 to the shop, right? 对吗？贝坤你懂But now with the technology, you no need to ask the boy to do that. In fact, the boys now, imagine Pei Kun, you can bring this technology to the 50 years ago in the past. Well, this boy was, I think, famous. But then you forgot, shit, man, no Wi-Fi. That's what cannot do. You bring your handphone there. Hey, damn it, got no router. How to talk me? You get it now? So it's technology. You don't laugh. So later on, I want all of you to pay attention when Qiao Xing is reading the next one, because this is where you're going to eliminate the old job land. Okay, people benefit, people suffer. Remember the negative individuals when you took the picture. Let's go, man. At the same time,
Job routinization is taking place as technology replaces tasks that are confinable across a wide spectrum of occupations. The routinization hypothesis provides a further explanation for why income inequality only began to rise in the 1980s. The advent of computerization in the 1970s brought about a qualitative change to machine capabilities. Machines were now capable of storing, retrieving, and responding in simple ways to information, thus replacing workers in routine tasks.
Okay, stop. When you read this part I missed out when I was doing this, Chelsea. You know, Uncle Raymond loved to become a lawyer. So I think sometimes God's will, and because of sometimes 被困，人不为不是人不为己有时候人算不如天算啊。So I was always want to be a lawyer. Until one fine day, my good friends Zhao Xuan say, "Hey, bro, don't like that lah. I know you can't afford to study law and you have to travel all the way to UK. Why don't I suggest you take business in information technology, IT?" At that time in the 90s, the IT was like an infancy stage. So I said, okay, I take lah. Because I need a degree. I love to study. So I took it. Of course, I did well. But never did I know, after when I graduated, it was booming in IT. Okay. I ever took about a few months of bonuses and I managed to take a cruise with one of the Amor head all the way from US to came to Singapore. And because of the job, I managed to hold on to a few positions quite high in multinational company. So then again, you see, sometimes the technologies really transform someone. Imagine, if I'm a lawyer today, which I fulfill my dream, will I really be successful? Maybe I am. Maybe I will not stay in Singapore, right? Maybe I'll be in England because I love study and I love law so much. Maybe it might change my whole life, or maybe because of that, my life might be upside down. Because a lawyer, Zhao Xuan, you agree, sometimes lawyer can be very unscrupulous, right? 不仁不义不忠不孝. Some lawyer are very bad, right? Yang Xiang, correct. Some lawyer can be very bad in terms that they can help those bad people or what lah. But then again, you see, from what Chelsea is reading, that you see, computer is something that, in fact, now everyone needs it. And to be placed safe, when you're writing this essay, always remember, if there's a questions about technology, it is always the most important things to override the rest. Unless you have a very, very valid reason. Uncle Raymond, I totally disagree. Not every bloody damn thing is technology. Listen carefully. I'm using this word now. Not every bloody damn thing is technology. You know why I say that, paper? I got one student argue with me this. You know, I've been teaching so many years, 10 years plus in social study. Okay, and why you say that? Ready? Because if all technologies is very good, why is there HCI? You know what HCI is? Never heard before, right? If you Google it, it's called human-computer interaction. Hey, hello, brother. Your handphone, you must say, hey, Siri, raining today or not? Correct? Is that a human? You need a human voice? Do you think the robot will talk to a robot? Hey, Siri, is it raining? You know, the phone will tell, hey, you idiot, you also a robot, you can tell. True enough, right? So we still need human interaction. And I totally agree with him. Not everything technology can replace a human-computer interaction. A human needs to be something there. Why? Because of emotional. You don't believe? Young Chelsea, can you continue, please? In terms of losses?
In terms of losses, the structural shift brought about by globalization and technological changes have resulted in major dislocation and adjustment costs that have not dissipated over time. Globalization has not been an unmitigated good. For example, it has not always created win-win outcomes for all.
Stop. You see, listen right down. They never create a win-win outcome. A very good example, ladies, not ladies, gentlemen, you know recently OCBC got a scam? You know that? 8.5 million was being scammed. Okay? And that day I was doing police duty. Okay, I heard from my colleagues saying that poor thing, some of them was being scammed. You know how much? $100,000 life saving from old lady. Really, I wanted to see the BAST, that one. Yang Xiang. And the money go to where? Bei Kun, to Europe country, UK. You see? 血汗钱呢，棺材本呢。But this is 8.5 million. Zhao Xuan, is it technology? True not? Because you use the OTP. You know what's OTP, huh? The one-time password, right? Remember then the message for SMS, right? Now, Xiao Xing, do you agree now? If 如果没有这个 technology 啦，就是说以前我们30年前、40年前就是要排队啊，去银行拿钱啊，你说这种东西会发生吗？不可能的吗？如果被困爷爷，如果是被困爷爷是80岁啊，比如说你排队拿钱，有一个坏蛋说被困爷爷，我跟你讲这个钱你要怎么样？因为这个银行是骗钱，你一定要拿那个太极咏春拳跟他踢走。你就站在外面的门口的 bank，how can this bank be bluff one? True not? But because of technology inside, because the website lah, the website they can design until very nice, even the email also correct now, Yang Xiang, right? It's only the difference instead of ocbc.com.sg, you put there ocbc.com/ dot something, right? Then you know it's a fake one. So what Qiao Xing is reading, you understand why? Not everything is technology. Okay? So I just want to prove to you. So please, when you are writing your SRQ, you have to prepare for a very solid conclusion. That conclusions that must be justified to us why you think your technology is that good. Carry on, Qiao Xing. Indeed.
Indeed, the efficiency gains from globalization tend to grow progressively smaller as trade barriers come down, while the redistributive cost increases. As countries become increasingly open to international trade, the impact on affected communities and households through job retrenchment or lower wages have been sizable. At the same time, low or imperfect inter-regional mobility has hindered adjustments, and in certain instances, the negative effects either fail to dissipate or are even magnified over time.
This one is very true. Qiao Xing, what you're reading is just that because of the new modern technology. 请问你们各位宝贝 if you want to open a new bank account, okay? So for example, Zhao Xuan, all of you, you got an EduSave award, say $1,000, okay, under your name. So your daddy say, no, you cannot spend this money. You have to open a bank account. Okay, let's say any bank account, POSB, OCBC, DBS. Okay, then you go there. Will you, Zhao Xuan, go and queue up? Let's say no COVID, COVID over already. Okay, no COVID. Bei Kun, Qiao Xing, and Yang Xiang, no COVID. Will you queue up, long queue, to wait there and say, I want to open a bank account. This is my check, $1,000. A, or B, you open the account online. Okay, everything do sui, then you put your IC, everything, right? Because now got SingPass, correct or not? Then after open already, then you go to the, every bank outside got this quick deposit box, right? You know, right? You know, got this check deposit. Do you know that? You know that? Bei Kun, you know that? You're not coming from Jupiter or Mars or Venus. So you put the check inside, right? So, Yang Xiang, will you go and queue up A or B?
I'll actually do it online lah.
Okay, Qiao Xing?
Do it online.
Okay, Xing Chen, A or B? Xing Chen, A or B? 吃喝嫖赌
Can you ask the question again?
Because you're not listening. Whether you're doing A or B. A means you go in to queue up to bank in your EduSave check $1,000 queuing up, or B, you want to do it online, then later you bank in your check in a quick deposit check box.
B.
B, thank you. Bei Kun?
Online.
Online. Zhao Xuan? Online also. Now you see 哦，赵璇，你看。Then 我问你哦，请问你们这5位大哥，你觉得 safe 吗 ？You think it's safe? It is safe. You know why? Because the money is going inside your bank. It's not the money coming out from your bank. Correct now. So now last time they all queue out. So what happened? Qiao Xing, since you can do online, will you want to put more manpower into the branch there? You don't want, right? Oh, too bad, lor. So instead of 6 people working in the bank now, only 2 people working. So what happened to the 4? 2 might be retrenched, and the other 2, Yang Xiang, might be 50 plus, 60 plus already, right? Say, no need already lah. 你的薪水太高了，你可以早一点退休的。Now you understand? Technology is not a win-win situation. Get it, huh? Okay? 明白哦? Okay, thank you. Okay, thanks. Pei Kun, can you read to the class? Thanks, Qiao Xing. Your turn to read.
Okay. Singapore's experience with globalizations was probably more begin in the
benign is very slow, quiet in the earlier period. It's benign, 不这么 active 啦。
was probably more benign in the earlier periods. Although like other countries, it has not been fully insulated from the impact of technological developments. In the early years of industrialization, robust job creations, complemented by large investments in social and physical infrastructure, brought about a substantial rise in income for most of the population. Accordingly, the Gini index fell from 0.5 in 1966 to 0.42 in 1978. However, as the economy moved up in production value chain, the corresponding increase in wages benefited highest skilled workers more than lower skilled ones.
Now you understand why? Based on the past experience, okay, the government has been recording using the comparison skills and the reliability of statistics and the usefulness of the real life example. They create skill future to make sure that those workers in the past, to be honest, 你的爷爷 not your parents like us, 你的爷爷就是那一代真的，我跟你讲你真的要把他抱住跟 kiss and hug your grandparents， 他们真的是 short chain 你懂背棍？背棍你懂什么是 short chain 吗？你懂什么是 short chain 吗？你懂什么是 short change 吗？赵璇？不懂啊？乔欣你懂吗？什么是 short change 吗？杨香你懂吗？星辰 you know what's the meaning of short change? Short 还是就是 SHOT, change 还是 change CHANGE, short change. Do you know what's the meaning? 星辰 I think their generation is...
Isn't it SHORT change? Isn't it SHORT?
SHORT? Short now, SHORT lah, correct. Change, short change. Correct. What do you mean by that, Singson?
To give someone less than what they worked for.
That's right. Well done. 他们以前的人就是很可怜，每次都是那些老板都是喜欢鼓励他们，take advantage of them. You're right, 星辰。Work a lot but pay very little. Agree 了？ They do not have the law to protect them so much so that they are always being bullied by the employer. They are always being getting lesser pace of what they are supposed to expect. They work long hours but may not have enough cash to support. That's why we got write down this NTUC union, write down. Okay, this NTUC union, write down. Don't think it's not important. I already talked to you already. Remember that time, Yang Xiang, we did this NTUC union last month about how to protect the worker. Write down the worker and the labor law. Write down, Zhao Xuan, this is important because this one is actually protecting the low-income worker. Remember recently got this Bentley car who knocked down the security officer in one of the primary school. So these trade unions, the member go there and visit the Uncle Neo and make sure he's well taken care of. You see? 以前没有这样的，赵璇。以前爷爷奶奶我跟你讲啊，每次都是给那些老板欺负的。They do not have really a good law to protect them. But because of that, slowly, surely, and definitely, they 慢慢就是改变。That's why now, your daddy, mommy, and I, when we work, we know our employees' rights. Right now, our employees' rights. We know when to have a voice. So if those people are being retrenched, they know what is the benefits they will have to take back. So now you know why people like to invest in Singapore because of that particular reason. Okay. Pei Kun, can you continue? As a result,
inequality increased over the period, with the Gini index hovering at 0.46 to 0.47. In the 2000s, Singapore continued to leverage the possibilities of external-oriented growth, restructuring its economy towards capital lands, skill-intensive sectors in order to remain fully engaged in global production networks. This government facilitated efforts, sustained growth, created new jobs, and made possible the fiscal resources needed for the redistributing the gains of the trade. Accordingly, real household income from work continues to rise all across income.
okay, what it says here, you see, from the past, we all mostly live in a 2-room flat, 1-room flat, or 3-room flat, or the maximum 4-room flat. Not many people live in a landed property, and to be honest, Pei Kun, last time if you stay in condo, it's like big deal, or even landed property. But now, you say if you stay in condominium, oh, still big deal. But majorities can stay in the condo already. True enough. Look at Pei Kun, you're from Suzhou, right? When you are young and now you go back, you see Suzhou is a big change, right? Last time was like, sorry, it was a slum, like kampong, right? Right. Now you see, 真的是脱胎换骨, wow. You can be as good as one of the best cities in US. Seattle, Chicago, you name it. Why? Very simple. Because they want to write down, they want to close the income gap inequality. So that when there are more rich people, there are more affordable people, the country will grow. True enough. It is that simple. But how come, Chelsea, this is such a simple rules, right? How come there are still so many undeveloped countries and corrupted country and poor country, Chelsea? 我不明白嘞。Of course 我明白啦，我是这样讲。Why
Like some countries only care about their own, so they think that, oh, it's not part of our country, so we don't have to care about it.
Oh no.
Or like
yeah, all of them are in the country. So we take one country, for example, in Africa, right? Okay, or in, let's say, in part of Indonesia, or part in Cambodia, or part in other countries. 为什么他们还是这么穷 They got more resources than Singapore, 对吗 Chelsea? Their land are bigger,
Yeah.
But why they still poorer than Singapore, and their population are big, Have you all think of this question before? You must think of this question. You have to think of this question, children. Don't go and tell me you're 16 years old. You don't think of it. Okay, let's go around the table. Yang Xiang, why? Don't IDK lah. Just give your just simple thoughts. Why you think there are still countries so poor can't even afford to buy COVID vaccine, COVAX vaccinations, a vaccine, or all these things? Okay, can't even buy a proper computer for their school to use. Why?
Is it like inflation?
Inflation? Thank you.
Yeah,
okay.
is it? Okay.
Inflation, thank you. How about you, Pei Kun?
Can you repeat the question?
为什么有些国家还是这么贫穷
or like
有些国家
maybe
大过新加坡还这么贫穷哎。You know Brazil is very big and yet they are not so rich as Singapore. And they please come on, Brazil got a lot of players, correct now. Their soccer player, football player just contribute millions of dollars can already 嘛，对吗？杨相 ，correct 哈。我为什么还比新加坡穷？被困 doesn't make sense 呢？
maybe because like
The answer is here. That's why I don't want to show. Don't mind.
maybe because like there's conflicts in the country and people don't want to invest in the country.
Okay, thank you. Zhao Xuan. Xing Chen, I'm going to ask you. The question is why some countries are still poorer than Singapore, even their population is bigger, their land is bigger. Zhao Xuan.
Because maybe the laws that govern them like is not effective.
Okay, thank you. Back to you, Chelsea.
Like might be different class systems where the country is wealthy, but it's only like the select few, while most of the countries are still in poverty. This would like be a result of corrupt governments and like unequal usage of the country's funding.
Okay, thank you. Xing Chen, what is your answer? Xing Chen, what is your answer? Why some countries are poorer than Singapore?
Singapore has an advantage in being on a already established trade route.
But there are some other countries, they're also very established. Like Malacca, you know Malacca, right? Also have a deep port. Okay, you're right. Thank you, Xing Chen. Yes, that means geographical reason, strategic position. Okay, thank you, Xing Chen. Xiao Xing, you are absolutely right. Because of the caste system, class, C-L-A-S-S, class system, and majority cannot do it because some of them are because of religion's issue. Very simple. Let's take this into your real life. 为什么杨相有些同学比你更差 ？OK， 有些为什么同学你看他们的家庭背景比你更惨，可是比你厉害，还是比你更差？明白我意思吗，杨相？你有没有分享到这一点呢 ？Do you really analyze this？ 杨相 ，please tell us。I believe you are staying in a condo, you are well to do, okay, but sometimes you go to school, you can see some of them are FAS. You know what's FAS?
Yes, financial assistance scheme.
But why? Do you ever think of why? And then some very funny, some they know they are poor, they are even getting from worse back to worse. Some they are poor, they know they want to do well. Have you analyzed why this type of people then? Yang Xiang?
Some they lost the motivation, they give up already. Some these things make them push harder, they say they want to live a better life, give their parents a better life, then they work harder. Yeah.
Exactly. It involves two countries. The government 所谓上梁不正下梁歪，近朱者赤，近墨者黑，对吗？赵雪 The government really lost the motivation. They don't give a damn. They only care for themselves. It's like Zhao Xuan, FML. You know what's FML? Do you know what's FML? Zhao Xuan, do you know what's FML? Yes or no? Do you know what's FML? Don't know. Fish my life. One time, finish my life. Don't laugh, Yang Xiang. I know you're laughing. I know you know what you mean. Okay, it's the stuff with the F word. I know. So it's true. Sometimes it's like 我的命就是这么 sucks. 我的命就是这么样. But it's not true, no. Singapore used to be like that in the past 50 years. But we can develop because of the good leaderships. The leaders are like what Yang Xiang. You're right. Now, Yang Xiang, makes sense, you see? I'm related to real life to your classmate, you see? So like the country like that. So they got two choice. That's why you see Yang Xiang. That's why the country who are poor, all this, that's why they join the World Trade Organization, the United Nations to help them. 明白 Same thing. Just like these students in the school, there will be some, but really, I'm sorry, 我们不是狗眼看人低 So they got these two group of friends. One is FAS, always no motivation, FML. The other one is FAS, but very motivated. But whether they are what, the government still help them, correct now. At the end of the day, is whether they want to help themselves. True? Right, Yang Xiang? So the same thing, the United Nations will do their best to help the country. At the end of the day, is whether the leader want to motivate and want to make the country better. Make sense, Pei Kun? Okay, you don't believe, Zhao Xuan, can you read to the next paragraph? You will make you understand. Groups while at the same time.
Groups while at the same time expanded redistributive programs and wage subsides helped to soften the increase in income. What?
Subsidies.
Subsidies help to soften the increase in inequality. In recent years, median wage growth for low-skilled workers has accelerated to a compound annual rate of 7.2% since 2013. 2013. The Gini index, after accounting for transfers and taxes, declined correspondingly to 0.4 in 2016, the lowest in over a decade. Indeed, Singapore also maintains a relatively high level of intergenerational income mobility, with 14.3% of children born to parents in the bottom income quintile reaching the top income quintile.
Carry on.
Looking ahead, the impact of technological change will likely intensify and compound the other side effects of globalization. Forces of progress and disruption, globalization and technological advance go hand in hand and are often mutually reinforcing. If predictions of the next wave of globalizations are accurate, the world may possibly be on the what?
The cups of new phrase.
The cusp of a new phase, one involving data and propelled by rapid advances in information processing and transmission.
Thank you, Zhao Xuan.
The implication.
Zhao Xuan, the one you're reading is actually a university's paper. So that doesn't mean, you see, guys, this is not only university, it's a global paper if you can go in and look through. So you see, Yang Xiang, it makes sense, right? Some poor country, you don't need to look far, Yang Xiang, come on, man. Look at our neighboring country. Singapore, $1 to Malaysia, how much? $3, Dima? Funny, I'm not cursing, I got relative in Malaysia, but how come Malaysia you 这么大的地，有这么大的 resources 赵贤？为什么 Malaysia 还比我们它的 exchange rate 更少呢？你知道吗？很奇怪 ，right？ 对吗？泰国也是这么大，我跟你讲老实讲赵贤，这种的那种新加坡的 peak period of being the strongest economy will never last long one。所谓好景不常在，听过贝坤 ？OK，agree 了，杨相。就像你跟你的 girlfriend 这样没有好景不常在。Then you have to go off 的啦。哎呀，杨相 ，you say why you mention that to the class? Okay 啦 ，just kidding. So joke aside don't get angry then take the thing and smash my face. So Zhao Xuan, you see what you're reading just now is that if we going to have the rich get richer, the poor get poorer, what will happen? We have 3R. Are you ready? If a country have a big income gap, they will have 3R. And I don't want this 3R. Nothing to do with Raymond. What is the 3R? Can anyone tell me?
Revolution, revolt.
And one more. Well done, man, bro. Agree? Revolution, revolt, and riots. Sorry, and riots. Agree? 最近不是在一个European country 不是在闹政府反示威 ？Now you see. 杨香，贝坤，you agree? We cannot have this to happen in any country, especially in Singapore. A hungry man is an angry man. If you have no money, how? And last week when I was at Tzu Chi, I saw a lot of people volunteer getting all the goodies bag to give away. 我就问他，哎，大哥，这些 goodie bag 是要给谁的？哦，这些 goodie bag 是要给那些很贫穷的家庭的。每年我们Tzu Chi就是会分发这些 goodie bags 啊，怎么分发？就是说人家donate钱donate东西，然后我们就拿那个盐米榴莲菜罐头给那些贫穷的家庭。I got this father friend Yang Xiang. Every year before COVID he will ask his children to each one after they will give pocket money to them So somewhere near Christmas 1 month before Christmas somewhere end of November, all the 4 children will take out $100 听好So plus the father will be $500, right? They will go to the grocery and buy a lot of grocery. You know what they do? They'll bring this grocery to the old folks home. Every year without fail. Tell me, Pei Kun and Chelsea, do you think the children will follow up when they go become adult? 以后他们长大成人他父亲老了，就是我朋友你说他会跟着继续做这种事情吗？Chelsea like, maybe 你会觉得吗？ What is your thoughts, Chelsea?
It's like if the children like understand why they're doing so, then most likely will continue. However, if like the children is like 心不甘情不愿的去做的话 confirm cannot continue on.
You are damn freaking, I want to say the F word. You're damn freaking right. 因为有一个他跟我讲 有一个那个是最小的啦，但老大也是一样。I don't know why every year I have to take my pocket money. Until the first time the younger one was the first time Zhao Xuan. First time when he bring the food to the old folks home he saw with the old people like that he was then bloody shocked. He didn't know Zhao Xuan, Pei Kun, Yang Xiang and Qiao Xing and Xing Zhen 他没有看到新加坡有这么贫穷的老人家住在老人院。then 他就 start, wow, you are right, Chelsea. 我的辛辛苦苦的100块我可以买很多东西嘞，可是我的朋友是要灌输你懂什么是灌输 right? It's want to inculcate and nurture the children to do that. Social study also talk about this. Agree, Zhao Xuan? Remember the VIA? Agree? Social study also talk about giving back to society. Diversity, true not, to help the poor. True not. You see? The poor also is part of the Singapore citizens. Or even you can give to the dormitories, the foreign workers. Remember, foreign workers also, most of them are Hari Raya and Deepavali, right? They cannot go back to their country. And don't forget, 这边也是有很多中国的工人在这边做工，对吗？他们不可以回去他们的国家去那个by the way， 我今年我太太跟我讲要请我一个 ex student is a China student in Singapore。来我家吃团圆饭，他的妈妈现在在中国 ，OK， 可是他们是相依为命的，所以我不用讲这么清楚贝哥你懂的意思了如果讲相依为命，你懂我的意思妈妈在中国，一定是苏州吗？还是辽宁还是贵州 ？I can't remember which part。他从上海飞去不哪里，连他的儿子在这边，他是我的 ex student 可是他现在在这边做工。See? So in terms of this type of thing, Chelsea, I agree. I like the way I know you hesitate to answer me True, 情不甘不愿That means it's unwilling. There is no point. But if it's doing with the willing heart, you're right, no? Seriously, you're right. Which is sometimes when you say that in class or others, people might not accept it. But this is true fact. You have 4 children, doesn't mean all the 4 children will accept it, right? Because you're forcing me. I don't see the point of doing this for what? $10 can already. Why must I give my $100 or $100 for a primary school kid? It's quite a lot, right? True or not? But my friend always say that. Sorry, I didn't mean this. As a Catholic, we must know what to give. Not everything's will sometimes it's ours, will be ours. We have to give back, which is not wrong, Okay. Okay, let's read the last paragraph here. The implications I will get Yang Xiang, can you continue? The implication.
Sorry. I start from could be far reaching, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The
Could be far.
implication could be-
Okay. Could be far reaching, especially for advanced economies, as this wave of disruption will also affect jobs that have been so far been shielded from the effects of globalization and automation. Whilst the impact of previous waves of globalization has been confined largely to manufacturing jobs, advances in artificial intelligence, robotics, and data processing and transmission capabilities are likely to affect jobs at both ends of the scale spectrum. At the
No,
lower-
stop. Write down this one, take picture this one. Skill spectrum. You know what spectrum, right? You study physics, you should know, spectrum, huh? Okay, so this is very important because of AI, robotics, all these technologies will really take over a lot of jobs and create unemployment, create unnecessary imbalance of income. Okay, you might create a new superstar. Remember the superstar of Grab? Okay, like company like Grab and Gojek, Deliveroo, and one more is called what? Food Panda, correct? Food Panda, right? You know, wait. Yesterday I just do my Lazada Shopee to buy my new Chinese New Year sweet you see, because I can't find 赵轩，我找不到一个龙袍就是前面有一条龙的，我真的，我买了我给你看，因为我在新加坡没有找一条龙，因为我很喜欢龙嘛，我穿像龙的时候被困，我像皇上，所以我每个衣服都是龙，只是我没有纹身龙Okay, so carry on, please. At the lower.
Sorry, I didn't know I was muted. At the lower end, as robots gain the dexterity to do more complex tasks, more manufacturing jobs will be automated. At the higher end, advances in computing power will allow machines to process and analyze large amounts of data, while virtual presence technology will vastly improve human interaction and communication over the internet. Taken together, these developments may result in a significant disruption of professional, white-collar service sector jobs, which could accentuate the current backlash against globalization and technological change.
You see, that doesn't mean, you see, taken together, this development may result sometime in the destruction of professional. Qiao Xing, will you want a lawyer that is a robot? But he know all the law leh.
But you lack the human sense, the empathy and like sympathy that what humans that like the robot.
Law 就是 law 嘛 no need jury 了 law 就是 law. That means this robot cannot be get bright no. 你不可以可以卖它bright in Chinese called what 收买它嘞。
But like the law is never black and white. So like all the evidence may point to him being guilty, but he is actually innocent. This has happened many times in the past already, where all the evidence point to these people to be the ones who committed a crime, but in actuality they were not.
So you're saying it still cannot use a robot to be a lawyer lah?
Yeah, you can use robot to help, but you need the humans there to
Okay, good.
like as a jury.
Okay, good.
Yes.
The robot cannot be a jury also because jury must use emotional 嘛。如果你去看法外情，你就知道那个 story 为什么。But I may ask just like you say, robot can be help in what way in the law?
Like they have a large database that you can use to access. Instead of this will like how to say, this will decrease the mental workload of lawyers they have to go through and can.
I like the word mental. That's the word. Yes, you are right.
Because a lot of the lawyers' time are spent on what is called discovery, where they try to see what law applies and don't applies. This can like be very stressful in some case. I read somewhere that most of the time a lawyer spends on a case is in this phase of discovery where they are trying to fit the law in.
Yeah, sad to say, you're talking to a person who like law but cannot study law, because I read a lot of these type of things. It is very true that lawyers most of the times are searching for evidence and all these things. That's why you got an assistant to help, right? But sometimes this assistant might not be as good as what it is, because the assistant, after all, is still a human, right? 对吗? So what you say, Zhao Xuan, you're right. What Zhao Xuan say, you still need a detective. A detective's like Sherlock Holmes was the best. No, Zhao Xuan is true. So you see, the AI and robotics is only help in the forensics part. At the end of the day, what about doctor? At the end of the day, doctor, can it be robots?
To be honest, my opinion is that doctor can be robots, but the problem is that nurses cannot be robots.
Oh, that's a good one. But you see, if you say Tiao Xing, you say doctor cannot be a robot. For example, a gynae, you know what is a gynae? 就是接生婆啦，woman。如果要开刀的话，那个 doctor 已经70岁了，你要给70岁开刀，还是给 Dr. Lee Zhao Xuan who is 30 years old?
I mean, robots cannot be doctors, but they can be surgeons, as a normal practitioner doctor.
Surgeon, correct. You're right. I'm saying surgeon. 对不起, I'm talking about surgeon.
Yeah, then surgeon, yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
贝坤，你要吗？我不要，我不要 robot 来跟我开刀，真的。你懂为什么吗？等一下它停电那 robot 没有 electricity。Stop there halfway, no battery. Oh, sorry, doctor. Dr. Teo, I forgot to charge the battery last night. That's why the robot stopped halfway to operate. No, just kidding. Anyway, human doctor 也是有感情的嘛 ，correct 吗？可能在开刀的时候，那个人那个躺在那边是他的老婆，还是他的父亲？他也是很，你懂吗？袖手。So these are the things you see, you understand why not? It's so Okay, carry on. Where do we stop? Yang Xiang, we finish already? No, right?
Until the technological change, yeah.
Okay, carry on.
Making globalization work, the Singapore experience.
Oh, okay. Never mind. We'll stop here.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so next, I want to move on to tell you that will be a test here, a quick one. Okay, you see, got still a lot more very important things that we should conclusion next week. By next week, I want to cover all these things already. I don't want to talk so much. You have no, okay, first, I want to take away this one once and for all. Please take note. Globalizations doesn't mean good, because look at this, the Exxon, can you write down the Exxon oil spill? This is the spill that is called the ecosystem. Okay, that caused the impact of the 代价, the price to pay for it for globalizations. Okay, this is one of them that caused the environment changes or pollutions. Take note, these pictures here. Take note about Exxon oil spills. It might come out in your SPQ. Okay, economic activity at the environments, the negative impact for economic activities. So to discuss for the oil spill and how it affects the economic impact of globalizations, as you know that this will not only cause the pollution, but the health care, okay, for the particular countries, the particular ecosystem around the area. Next, we'll talk about globalization here, how it affects the things I told you, right? Terrorism is one of the worst. Last week, Chelsea, you're not here. I find out terrorism is the worst because terrorism can destroy everything. But someone say it's environment, someone say it's culture, someone say it's technology. Okay, depends on how you see, but to me it's terrorism. Next, so one is a write down. This will be your little test that you need to hand in to Uncle Raymond. So you need to say something like, so how the economic impact for countries, companies, and individuals. Listen, children, all the guys here, you have to select one, which is thing that you think is the most significant impact to economy. A quick one, Zhao Xuan, A1, 2, 3, which one? Jiao Xing, In case last week you're not here,
Uh,
wait, Zhao Xuan, 对不起. Zhao Xuan, last week if you're not here, I remember I told the class that this one will sure come out in one of your tests or exam this year in school. You will come out one, confirm. Okay, Zhao Xuan.
country.
Country, yeah. So you better tell me in your conclusion why country. So you have to write 4 paragraphs. No need to write 500 words to 1,000 words. Okay, simple. So you write 1 paragraph of country, 1 paragraph of companies, 1 paragraph of individual. Okay, Zhao Xuan. And then finally your conclusions, you say that why country has the most economic impact. 明白吗? By right, 你的 SRQ 只有2个而已嘛，有时候是用这2个 compare 对吗？有时候是用这2个 compare 吗？ So 我加输啦 to compare everything. So you say country, okay, take note. I want to see this essay to be handed in by next week in the Google Classroom. If you're not going to hand in, I'm okay, but on the spot, okay, I will want you to tell me the answer. Let's be fair, okay? Thank you, because I have not seen any homework coming in for my Google Classroom. Back to you, Pei Kun, which one will you choose? Xing Chen, next will be you. You have to tell me, Xing Chen, which one, countries, company, or individual? You cannot run away, because I want to meet you. Okay, Pei Kun?
Countries.
Country, why? Okay, you tell me. Okay, Yang Xiang?
Company.
Oh, 我们拭目以待。为什么你要写 company？ 乔欣
The question is, which of these 3 has like economic impact has the largest impact on, right?
That's a very good question. You see, do you realize Uncle Raymond did not put the economic impact as in positive or negative, right? And you show this. I also have this, you see. I also got this. I show the real one, okay? Zhao Xuan. Zhao Xuan, you see, I got bigger one. You're right, Zhao Xing. You can write, say, it can be a negative impact. It can be a positive impact. So 我 open up. 我知道你们2个很 strong. 我2只手也是很 strong. Okay, Chelsea, you got it? So you can write, I mean, the best is the positive lah. Okay, but of course, in this paragraph, you can write both positive and negative, positive and negative. Okay, since you ask, I'm telling you, because I don't want to tell you, I want to see how you all respond to me. How good your the level is. 你明白我意思吗？我就是故意不要放 what is the economic positive and negative impact for countries, companies, and individuals? 我就是不要这样放，我就是要看你们会不会这样做。Since 你 ask 这么 intelligent, higher ability questions, 那我就一定要回答你。Up to you. You have 2 choices. One, you want to write all negative, also can, or all positive, also can. That is choice 1. Choice 2, you can write both in negative and positive for country, negative, positive for companies, negative and positive for individual. And at the conclusions, it's best to write positive about which one you choose. 明白吗? So you know why? You have both sides of the story. So in case when you appear in the SRQ, 哎呀，好了，我有2边, then I have 2 sides of the coin. There is a difference for a person who want to go higher level in your JC and Poly. Okay? 我讲1，你就会举1反3. So up to you. Which one will you choose, Chelsea?
Individuals.
Thank you, sir. Xing Chen, which one will you choose? Before I end my lesson. Xing Chen. Xing Chen.
Can you ask the question again?
Yang Xiang, please tell him.
What do you think out of the 3 countries, companies, or individual will have the biggest economic impact on?
And Charles, thank you. Chelsea, and please explain to Xing Chen how to do.
Economic impact can be up to you, where you can talk about both the negative and positive impacts, or you can just go one of them. In the end, most likely, if you're going to do conclusion, best to use positive impact.
Because no matter how, the positive will still have to be there, right? Zhao Xuan agreed. If it's negative, then no point talking so much already, right? If we don't talk about the positive of eco-friendly, then might as well continue use plastic, correct? 不要讲 eco-friendly 了吗 ？Okay, Xing, which one will you choose?
Individual.
Okay, wow. So I got good balance. I got one student choose companies. If I'm not wrong, it's Yang Xiang, right? I got two of them who choose country. I got two of them choose individual. And please, if you really can hand in the homework next week, will be very beautiful. You know why? So once I mark, I can compare and can share. True not? Right. But if you don't want to hand in and then your friend hand in, that means be fair lah. Okay, you will learn from him also, but also be fair, man. This is where we share, okay? So I hope all of you hand in your homework because next week you got a lot of things to see. You see, I got so many things to share with you. I got even this one. Oh my gosh, my nose. You see, I got this one. This guy, okay? To share with you more on the SPQ test we did. Okay, I hope next week we get more things to share. Okay, now that is your